There's one person in the world that's completely losing it over all of this, and that would be the very, in my estimation, immature Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So AOC came out with a big tweet shortly after this went down, and I will share it with you. This was around 9:40 p.m. over the weekend, and she wrote, "The president's disastrous decision to bomb Iran without authorization is a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. He has impulsively risked launching a war that may ensnare us for generations. It is absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment." AOC demanding that the president be impeached over this. We saw Hakeem Jeffries come out as well with tweets. He did not actually go so far as to say he should be impeached, but he was questioning his authority to do this. So you're seeing these rumblings, and yet at the same time, you actually have a lot of Democrats that have been very supportive at this moment. I want to go to Senator Fetterman, for example, out of Pennsylvania. You know, the one who can't wear a suit and tie, but you know, he's growing on me. What can I say? He's growing on me, especially after I heard this. I mean, her own party is coming down on her because she's acting, in my estimation, like a spoiled little brat. And they're like, get with the program, right? So this is Senator Fetterman saying, really, no, time and place, honey. You know, this is all wrong. Let's watch.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says the president shouldn't be impeached because he's impulsive. What do you think of that?
No, I mean, of course, no. She knows it. I know it. We all know it. That's not going anywhere. And, you know, he's been impeached twice, and now he's still our president as well now, too. So it's not going anywhere, and I don't think that's helpful. And I think if you throw that term around, that actually diminishes what the severity of what impeachment is really reserved for.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's been impeached twice. And he's not wrong. Fetterman is totally right. When you start throwing this term around and you just want to impeach everyone, then you actually run the risk that you damage the authority, if you would, of Congress when that's all they do, right? Because they just become the party of opposition. And even when you're facing the rather significant world crisis that we're facing, if you can't all be on the same team, then you got a little bit of a problem going on. So Senator Fetterman kind of trying to put her in her place, and he wasn't the only one over the weekend. I want to share with you what Van Jones, kind of big deal Democrat over there on CNN, which is very, very liberal network, even he's like, okay, you know what, enough is enough. And not only did he call out AOC, he called out all the progressives who are, well, saying what they're saying, right? You know, they want to go on and on about he needs to be impeached, this is wrong, etc. Just listen to Van Jones for a second.
I think progressives underestimate how dangerous Iran is. Iran is not a normal country. They cannot have a bomb, and I think progressives should get on board with that. We cannot have a nuclear-armed Iran. I was in the region. You were in the region. This is a very dangerous power that cannot get a nuclear weapon.
No. Like, that should not be that political. I was Saturday night, again, in Live Free or Die, New Hampshire, and it was a diverse group of political opinions that I was with on Saturday evening. You see, I hang out with all sides, guys. You know me. Anyway, one person, actually my cousin, stood up and said, I think that we can all agree, and this is bipartisan, that it's not outrageous to say, you know what, we shouldn't have a nuclear Iran, okay? Like, that's not that over the edge. And I think what you're seeing is overwhelmingly Democrats are agreeing with that sentiment, except for those that struggle with their own immaturity and want to make this all about politics instead of the security of the U.S., the security of the world. And so that is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's problem, once again, right? That is consistently her problem. She's out for me. I mean, who the heck goes on their big socialism tour talking about how people aren't paying their fair share and then rides in a private jet and wants to defend it? I'll tell you who does that. AOC and Bernie Sanders. Okay, so the socialists that are pushing socialism, that want to hate on Trump no matter what, are increasingly seeming like they're just not gelling with who we are as capitalists in this nation that are trying to secure our future and our children's future. Again, wonderful news to see the market closing higher on all of this. And I just want to get to those numbers because as we close out the day on Wall Street, it was really, really just wonderful to see the sort of optimism, right? The optimism in the face of all this, with the Dow up 0.9%, similar situation. They're up nearly 1% on the S&P 500, and as trades settle out, up about 1% there on the NASDAQ. So this is really good to see. We have a note on this. I encourage you, I really do. If you haven't gotten this, please make sure you sign up for 76 Research. Use my code word $. You'll get it for $1 a month for the first 2 months. Then it becomes $9.95. You can cancel at any time. So, the most you're going to be out is $1. It's worth taking a look at, guys. Markets, as I said, reacting in a very positive way, which was not to be expected. I will say there was a brief moment, and I went in, I'm like, well, what's going on? The market's down. I think that was perhaps when we learned that Iran had struck Qatar. And yet, once we learned that no one was harmed, and again, my prayers go out to everyone over there and to all of our service men and women, when we learned that that was not what it could have been, et cetera, I think there was some relief. And then you saw the market start turning around in positive territory again. One other thing I just wanted to check in on was gold, because gold actually did go higher today. Now, it perhaps it's because of maybe the expectation of some unsettling stuff. I'm not entirely, this is one that it basically, I say it went higher by like 0.1%. One would have anticipated, as I said, with these international events going on, that gold would move higher. I wouldn't have expected it to really go down, but I wouldn't have expected oil to go down. I mean, crude oil, wow. I gotta make sure this is right. Ending the day off 8.3%. at $67.68. This is crude oil futures, WTI. I mean, wow. Okay. So that's really interesting. If you're interested in investing in gold, one of our great sponsors here on the show, American Hartford Gold, give them a call at 1-844-495-1115. You can text Trish to 65532, get up to $15,000 in free silver with qualifying offers. So I encourage you to do that. You can also go to trishlovesgold.com.